Hello, I'm going to read a segment from my new book, The Art of Edward Foster, and I'm going to read about the painting on the cover for Deer at Dusk. Okay, let's get into it. This is one of my most recognisable and popular paintings. It is a very powerful image, often evoking a strong reaction from the viewer and seeming to deeply connect with them. I am not entirely sure why this is, but I do have a few theories. These include the boldness of the design and the centrality of the deer, which looks directly at us, framed as though in a stained glass window. I also think that many can connect with its primal stare, as the stag bores deep into our soul with its eyes, and reminds us of something that sings deep within. I do not wish to prescribe for every viewer, as each will find their own understanding, but even I, as the painter, find it powerful. The painting is based on a simple experience I had. I was wandering in a forest near my home when I looked up to see this stag looking directly at me from the edge of the trees. The moment was powerful, and I felt mesmerised. Then, suddenly, the stag left and merged into the trees. It felt like I had been looking into not just the eyes of the stag, but also my soul. Maybe I had. We find that things outside of us can be a reflection of who we are. I may have been deeply considering myself and my life when this occurred, and so perhaps I created the causality that made this meeting happen. This is not a fanciful belief, but rather a different type of intellectual reckoning rooted in imaginal and embodied intelligence, which runs parallel with the understanding sourced from our mind. Giving attention to this possibility of knowledge through experience, and then furthering its study with creativity and conscious intellectualism, can unlock insights that can often only be portrayed in an art form such as painting, poetry, and more. Painting can open insights to a knowledge of life. It does not claim to answer them, only pose more questions and create further quests to set out upon. The style of this painting is quite bold, and strong curving shapes are used throughout. The stag is framed within a curving teardrop shape. Behind his head is a strong golden circle, acting as both halo and sun. His horns curve into a flowing pattern above him, which could represent the lead in a stained glass window. The soft cream light behind his head helps to make the impact of his revealing more clear, as it contrasts with the darker shades in the rest of the painting. The only other light in the picture is in the blank eyes of the deer, and the portals or tunnels that sink into the painting below the roots and above the branches. These portals are a recurring symbol in my paintings, and often give the painting a pictorial depth, as well as a depth of mystery. It is only in the last few years that I have realised these portals connect many of my paintings together, so that they lead to each other. This is an example of a posteriori knowledge of a creative action. I have subconsciously been painting these portals for a long time, and it is only recently that I have begun to see why. In the creative process, many subconscious intuitive actions can take place. These are then repeated until the creator becomes aware of the process and begins to use them consciously to gain knowledge of their meaning. The colours of this painting are earth colours, browns, ochres and greens. In areas of the picture, the paint is quite impasto, with prominent brushstrokes, whereas in lighter areas, like the soft cream behind the head, it is more smoothly applied to help create a sense of depth. Hidden within the picture are a crow and hare, rendered in the style of the spirals and shapes that flow throughout the painting. These shapes that spiral and overlap are especially seen in the body of the deer. Through these shapes, the deer connects with the landscape that is all around it. This style, which shows this interconnection, is important, for when I had the experience of seeing the stag, it stood out from its surroundings and then gently merged into them as it went its way. I will never forget this meeting. It was similar to the painting Cold Meeting, which is on the screen, where I again had an eternal moment of recognition with a wild creature. Deer at Dusk, though, bored deeper into my primal soul. Thank you for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to find out more about the book and how to buy it, please see the link in the description below this video. Thank you.